Do you think the moon landing was fake?
I don't really even think about it really. Like I don't even look into it or anything. But I just think it's real. Yeah. I just think what's the point in making that up?
If it was fake, we would know about it by now.
Yeah, surely some Russian would have worked it out or whatever.
It had to be real.
Yeah, like I know there's some communities of people out there and they're like on Reddit and all that, and they're just like, oh yeah, look at this, like this thing is doing this, so therefore it can't be in space.
The camera wouldn't look like that.
Yeah. Oh, look, the flags maybe. Isn't that one?
Mm.
But yeah, I don't think it's fake at all.
Because people watch the rocket go into space, like just people of the public.
Yeah, like if you could manage to get a rocket off the ground and like away from people's sight, then why can't it go to the moon, really? Like, you're actually capable of getting that massive object off the ground.
And then they see them parachute in after 3 days or whatever it was. Or was it 6 days?
Yeah, it's supposed to be six, would it? Yeah. 3 days there, 3 days back.
So, I don't know how you can say it's fake, really.
No. But then, yeah, what's the reason why you asked me that? It's because we watched Fly Me to the Moon and recent release, starring Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson, as well as some other, ones you've seen before in other movies, and
And that big one, like Channing Tatum's friend in this one. I've seen him before, but I couldn't tell you his name.
yeah, generic, like unhealthy guy from maybe middle-aged man with a family. But yeah, it's about the time of the space race and the resultant moon landing, and how the government tried to stage the moon landing, didn't they, supposedly in case the real one didn't actually work.
Is that even true, really?
I don't know.
I'm sorry you wouldn't know because it's classified.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's actually how it happened, but apparently the guy at the beginning, who Woody Harrelson plays, he was like, oh yeah, this is like based on true events that I've seen. Mostly. Something, didn't he? Whatever.
I don't know. It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Yeah, would you want to give like a quick review of it then? Recommendation?
It's very mid. And it's verging on a bad movie, isn't
it? Yeah. Parts of it were alright, which we'll get into, but the overarching like storyline and screenplay just didn't quite work, did it?
No. Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. I thought it would be at least like 3.5 is decent, but I never thought it would be the greatest thing ever. But...
No, definitely not. But I expected better, like you say. So some of the reasons why it was bad. So, especially the first 15 minutes. Like they had a lot of like political feminist rubbish, didn't they, from Scarlett Johansson's character?
Really infuriating, really. Don't want to start off a film like that, do you?
No. Like I said earlier, before we started filming, I was saying like, it just put me in a bad mood for the rest of the movie. I was like, why? Like, I just want to see a movie about space race and like all this conspiracy theory. I just want to see that.
Political ideologies thrown at me.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was only the first 15 minutes that they mentioned any of that political stuff. And then like once near the end.
Yeah.
So why did they have it in? It's just pointless.
Yeah, that's it.
The rest of it was just completely normal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's quite a few cringe elements as well, weren't there, really?
Especially the film director. His whole character was the cringiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's just like, how gay people in movies are. Like, they just being really gay, aren't they? It's just cringe to watch.
Flipping their hand constantly.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, just tone it down. Like, what? I don't understand what they're trying to be. Like, I don't know, they're just trying to be like feminized men, but like, women don't act like that, so I don't get it, I really don't understand.
I didn't get it. And when was this set? Would there really be a gay dude? working on something like that.
Yeah, I suppose there would be. It's like all like the hippie era and all that one now. So that sort of thing was coming in, I guess, a bit. Getting a little bit more accepted. even though the conservatives are trying to push back. Still trying back then, man.
Don't know, he's just an awful character, and you know that as soon as you hear it's a gay dude.
Yeah. And then, we had all the whole storyline, didn't we, with Channing Tatum, who is, top dog in NASA, basically. He's like the launch commander of the Apollo space mission to land a man on the moon. And then he has a relationship with some really annoying woman, doesn't he?
Some marketer.
Yeah.
She's like, nowadays you'd think of her like PR person.
Yeah. Infuriating PR woman. For some reason, he just settles for her, like, even though she's really annoying him throughout the movie. And then all of a sudden, he just like, oh yeah, I like this woman.
Yeah. Very strange.
Yeah, and I said, didn't I? It was written by a woman, it was produced by a woman, and it was cast by a woman. And I think it was sort of like a feminist perspective on like what they think a man wants. That's what I got from anyway.
Don't like you could make a film out of that, fair enough, but it just didn't seem like it was that sort of film, did it, from any of the marks?
No, not at all.
One cringe scene that I wanted to just go over briefly is when he meets her for the first time at the diner.
I was just thinking that.
And she sets some paper on fire. Like, how the hell could you accidentally do that? I don't know if she did it on purpose, because she's seen that he was an astronaut, because she's seen his pendant, didn't she?
Right, yeah, maybe.
But it didn't seem like she did it on purpose. It seemed like she was being a weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he goes out, doesn't he, and he's like thinking to himself, and then he comes back in and says she's like the most beautiful woman he's seen or something.
Yeah, it was really awkward the way he said it.
Yeah, it just wasn't delivered right. Like, again, that's like this feminist like writing. It's like, this is what they think happens. Like, it's just not, Channing Tatum's not going to do that in his position. He's a top dog, isn't he?
I'm trying to make him like he was some nerd or something, because he worked at NASA.
Yeah.
And just look at him, he's a chad, isn't he?
He's like the best looking geezer at NASA. He's the most highly paid one of them. He's like a war hero as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he flew loads of missions as a pilot.
Yeah. Oh, then he's like some little dweeb. He was like, going after this woman. He's like infuriating.
Yeah, no one listens to what he has to say.
No, yeah, that's true.
For, like, his underlings.
Yeah, that's true, that, yeah.
Like, his mate, the old guy we mentioned, the family man. He doesn't listen to him once, does he?
No. Yeah, that's true, that.
And then obviously Scarlett Johansson doesn't listen to him once.
Yeah. It's like, what's the issue? Like, why does it have to be the woman is like the smartest and like, the best at her job? Why can't the guy just be like the competent one? That's what annoyed me about this movie the most.
And you said of NASA, so he's clearly competent.
Yeah, someone thought he was at least. And he actually managed to complete the missions. He must know something. Yeah, you could have cut the movie down, couldn't you? Possibly by just cutting these romance scenes, maybe.
Definitely. They didn't really serve much to the plot, did they?
They just randomly come in. Like, oh yeah, these two are sort of like developing their relationship, even though it's nothing to do with what's going on.
And they weren't developing it like naturally, like in other films you've seen where relationship develops. It was like flip-floppy on it. 1 minute they hated each other, and the next minute they are in love.
Yeah, that was it, yeah. Yeah, true.
Just strange.
Do you think they just got that in there because, like, obviously Channing Tatum draws in a lot of younger women, doesn't he? So, like, they just put that in there just to use him, really.
Yeah, probably. It seemed like they wrote this film to be a film that's sold. They sell it to people instead of the film being actually good on its own merit.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, it's a good point though. There were some like shining moments, weren't there, as well, which just didn't fit the movie tonally, did they?
It's felt like you're watching a different movie when these scenes came on.
Yeah, like obviously you got this whole like Apollo 1 mission where the astronauts didn't even leave the ground, did they? They just burnt up inside the cockpit, whatever you call it, in a space shuttle.
Yeah, he was like the director in that one, wasn't he? Channing Tatum was like pretty hurt about that, even though it's like ages after, it's still like tearing him up inside.
Yeah, and it showed like the respect the general public had for them men, didn't it? And the government did, and obviously Channing himself, which is good.
Yeah, because they had like tours around NASA, and that was like one of the exhibits on it.
Yeah, shows like they're looking after their legacy, didn't it?
Yeah.
What got on there. That leads on to just like space race and just getting to the moon. It's just awesome.
Yeah. There's no way you can make that boring, really.
No.
Except for that one documentary we watched.
Yeah, Apollo 13 was it called? Yeah, that was boring. That was such a slow documentary. But yeah, it's just like really united the country. That's like the last thing that really united America.
Yeah.
Like, and they need something like that again. Even though, which is why I don't understand hating on Elon Musk. Because no matter what you think of his politics, he's the only one to actually do something cool.
Just trying to get to Mars and all
that. Yeah, like how you can't get behind that. Like just support the guy. Like he's trying to expand civilization. That's like the coolest thing you're ever gonna see.
And just because he tweets a few things every now and then, you don't like it.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, and then getting on to another point that we liked about this film, the Channing Tatum's character was religious,
yeah, even though he didn't talk about it too much.
But... and then it came to like the forefront when they needed to secure one last senator for some funding.
Yeah.
And then they went to this religious guy's house, and he just like said his truths about space and religion, like how they can coexist.
Yeah, because obviously at the time, like a lot of conservatives were saying, science is like anti-religion. You know, like you're questioning the existence of God by like making these predictions, sort of thing. But obviously Channing Tatum was convincing the senator, wasn't he, that no, they can coexist, and it's actually brought me closer to God because clearly there's something higher going on here. It's not just a coincidence that all this science works.
Yeah, that was really good. And that was just like another moment that we mentioned that didn't really fit this movie, did it?
Yeah, weird.
Felt like it came out of some other movie, like First Man, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking exactly that. First Man. It was like the tone of First Man in like some weird Channing Tatum rom-com.
Strange. Very strange film.
Didn't work. Yeah, that wasn't enough to save it, really, was it? Like acting-wise, what do you think of Channing Tatum's performance in this?
Yeah, I think he's actually decent.
Yeah, he sort of saved the movie, didn't
he? If it was some guy you'd never heard of, then the film would be like really whack.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. Well, she gave a pretty bad turn in this.
Like, she's obviously a good actress. We've seen it in other films like J.J. Rabbit and all that. And then the script just did a dirty, really.
Yeah.
Unlikable character, so.
Yeah, but like, like we were saying, this, for some reason, this character is perceived as like a good thing by female writers in Hollywood. It's just not like a man get infuriated seeing this on screen. Turns people off instantly, doesn't it, to your movie?
Yeah, definitely men won't like this as much as women, because he went with Mum, and she liked it way more than us.
Yeah. But then obviously we're always looking into it, aren't we? Deeply. looking into every aspect.
Yeah.
But anyway. It also helps though, like if we look into it and we find stuff we like, that happens, doesn't it? but this one was the opposite. Like on the surface, like I said, it should have been good, shouldn't it? Yeah, what about star rating wise? Obviously it's at the lower end of the spectrum, the 5-star spectrum.
I think looking at some of the others, and If had to, and kind of similar story to that film, really.
Yeah, didn't quite hit the mark the same, did it? Same as that one,
So I think an either 2 or 2.5, but we just can't give it 2.5, can we?
No, I don't think so. Even though it had a couple of good elements, I don't think it pushed it enough, did it?
So yeah, 2 it is.
Yeah. What are we saying then? Are we still recommending people watch it? Or?
I don't know. Depends how. If you've got enough time to just go and watch mid films and you don't mind watching them.
Yeah. Which we've said for the last few, it feels like.
And go for it, but if you're just like, you can only get in one movie a month or something, then get in Twisters.
Yeah, 100%.
For this month.
Yeah. Or if you got a family, obviously you got multiple options, but. Yeah. So that about wraps it up.